Hello everyone. This is Lori Scott from loriscott.closetomyheart.com. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a cute Easter card using the In This Together paper pack special that Close to My Heart is running now through April. This paper pack is used, it was set up for you to be able to document your story during the pandemic. But I have used this paper pack to create this cute Easter card. I just want to show you that it can be used for other things. In this special, you can get the pack here that comes with everything, this bundle. It's got the paperback, the stickers, the coordinating cardstock, this adorable stamp set, and the little dots. You don't have to buy it all like that. You can buy your items separately too. They have the paper pack with the stickers, uh, the paper pack with the stickers for $13.95. And if you don't want the stickers, you can just get the paper pack for $9.95. They sell the cardstock and the dots and the stamp set separately. They've created some really cute workshops using this paper. In fact, I use this paper to document my granddaughter's quarantine birthday at home. It was so much fun, the way her parents set it up. This is what I did. I cut the title here. Here's the title that came with it. And then I used my die cuts for the birthday here. But since we did it over the TV, I thought this was just so darn cute with her. And it's got Miss Your Face and little mask. I'm smiling. This was really a fun layout to put together with this paper. And here they are on Zoom watching it. This little sticker, I don't know if you can see it. It says, "What day is this?" And like a good neighbor, stay over there. So in little houses. But this paper was really fun for doing that. Anyhow, let's get started. I will show you what I've got here. Um, I used, here's the papers that I used for this. I used this green paper here for the grass. And then for inside the card, I use this paper here. I've got it here, but what I'm going to do for my sentiment is I'll cut out a white piece of cardstock here and probably mat it in um, any of these colors here, and then I can write on it. But this paper was so pretty that I really wanted to show it. And I cut this cute little diagonal here with one of our die cuts. Well, before I start, let me show you what this paper looks like. This one I've used so much, so I have a little more than a half left of it. But they are two-sided, and this is really cute. Look at it, the guitar, the bike. It takes me back to when I was a teenager, although I didn't have a computer back then. Um, but it's really cute. It's got a yellow piece of paper here, so as you can see, it's not necessarily colored. But on this side, it's got the little bubbles, Miss Your Face, and I Survived Quarantine. You can cut these out and put them on your card or your layout. It also has this cute little zip strip here with the little coffee cups that you can use, excuse me, on your cards or layout. We got this really pretty dot paper, and I love this toilet paper zip strip. There's a pretty grid paper. There's a heart paper. And then this one is a full paper, full toilet paper. Isn't that cute? And this adorable little heart zip strip, which, like I said, is great on cards. A lot of times, if I'm creating a card and say, like, I cut this little grass here, but if I wanted it to be straight and I needed something to kind of tie in, to kind of ground it, I would cut one of these little zip strips and just lay it straight across. And then there is the stripe, and on the back, all these cool words: bubble bath, learn, sleep, meditate. And then the stickers. This is what I have left of my stickers to finish up. I think I'll probably use this guitar and a bike on a layout of me as a teenager, because those were things that I love to do, and I love to read books. There's books here too, so it's pretty cool. So anyhow, let's get started. So in addition to using the paper from the promotion in this together, I used this adorable stamp set here that it's called In the Month of April. Let me pull it up at the catalog here and show you. Here we go. It's Months of the Year. Sorry, I gave you the wrong title. And it's D 1999 and it's 1895. This stamp is so cute because I love the bunny. He is just so adorable. We got the bunny and the Easter basket, and we got this title, Happy Easter, some pretty flowers. I like this. Like your own little zip strip. Stamp that along a piece of cardstock in color, ink, however you want to do it. You got the Easter egg hunt for your layout. It's got some little Easter eggs. And this is adorable with the little cloud, the umbrella, and then the month April. So once again, it's called Months of the Year, April. Yeah, you probably can't see it very well, can you? Okay, but it's D 1999. Okay. Another thing that I used to cut the diagonal and this grass here, I used these dies right here. And these dies, these thin cut dies, are called Fancy Borders, and they are number Z3682. Let me say that again. The lighting is not great. I apologize. Z3682, and they look like this. This is cute for clouds. And this is what I used for my grass. This is so cute for a little hill. And then this is the one that I used for my border. So let me show you, or not the border, but the cut here. Let me show you how I did that. Let me get a card, one moment. Okay, so I started with a regular card base here, fold it. Do you know that when you do these card bases, there's a side here that's a valley and a side here that's a hill? I think typically, at least I made this mistake when I first did it, I thought you would fold here and have the hill on the outside, but you don't. The hill's meant to go on the inside because it gives it a little bit of strength to it so that it'll sit up nicely for you. But anyhow, what I did on this card here, I cut down about 1.5 inches on this. So let me take my paper cutter. So I'm just going to open it up, lay it down, and on the valley side, I am just going to cut right up here, about 1.5 inches. Let's go like right about to there. Okay, now that I've got that, I bring in my Versamat here. I like to work on my verse mat. Give me a nice surface to work on. Okay, so then, okay, I've got my cut there. And then I'm going to take out my die. Then I'm going to lay down like right about there. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I like to take some washi tape and lay it down like that. And then I can sit it there. That way when I run it through my die cutting machine, it will stay. Now I'm going to run this through my machine and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about the noise. I probably should have cut one of these out for you and had it ready to go, but I didn't think of that. So now I am going to slowly peel this off so that I don't tear my card. I'm going to set this, I'm going to put it right back in here so that I don't lose it. Okay. And then it didn't fully cut all the way through. So that's where I am going to take my scissors. I love these little scissors close to my heart mates because they're real sharp and they're easy to get in little places like that. Okay, so I will set that aside like that. Okay, then I have a piece of the green paper, and it is 1 3/4 inch tall by 5 inches wide. And once again, I am going to run this through my die cutting machine as well. So I'm going to take the little hill one that I have here, and I'm going to lay it out as close to the top as I can, like that. And then I'm going to use my washi tape again. I like to reuse the washi tape because each time it gets less sticky and there's less chance of me ripping my paper. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, now this is cut out. Let's take this piece off here like that. Okay, there we go. Put this back in its pack so I don't lose it. I tend to lose things around here when I don't put them back. I will get rid of this little piece here. That. Okay. Now this piece is actually wider than the card, as you can see, but that's okay. What I'm doing is I'm placing it how I want it to go. So now that I have it where I want it, I am going to take my pencil And I'm going to draw a line here where I want to cut it. I do know that the width will be 4 1/4. Okay, so that's what you need to know. 4 1/4 inch wide. So let's put this in here like that. And I will cut that. And then let's see here. Let's make sure that it comes out at 4 1/4 because that's really important on this side here. Okay, there we go. Okay, now that that's cut out. Okay, so it's going to go like here. And what I did is I went ahead and I stamped the little bunny here and the little Easter basket and colored them in. I didn't want to take too much of your time. But what I used to stamp them in was this intense black ink. And the reason I use this is because when you're using alcohol markers, the ink can smear if you don't use an ink that's meant for this. On the back here, it says that it's meant for watercolor paints or water and alcohol-based markers. So this is what you want to use. And then I used my Tri-Blend Spectrum Noir markers. These have 3 colors in them, which is kind of neat. It starts with a light, a medium, and a dark. So I colored my bunny in my basket with those. But now that I've got this placed here, if you'll see here, I made like a blue sky here, and then I stamped Happy Easter on it afterwards. So what I did for that blue sky is I used Carolina water-based dye ink and lemonade water dye-based ink. And to get this soft blue sky here so it's not too dark, I used a makeup brush. You can use whatever tool you have on hand. We have tools, hold on a second, like these. We sell these at Close to My Heart where it's got a little foam on the top, and that works too. But today I'm going to use this sponge here, and I'm going to get a piece of scratch paper here. Okay. Oh, before I go on, I'm sorry. The measurements for the inside here, this piece, I cut this piece here at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Okay. I have this paper here with the dimensions on it, if you can see that. So you can write them down. So the floral is 5 1/8 by 5 3/8. The green is 1 3/4 by 5. Okay, and I use this stamp D 1999, and the paper is called In This Together. It's a promotional pack. Okay, so I'm going to set this here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my makeup brush and my ink, and I don't want it to be too dark. I want it to be light, just faint. So when I go in with it, I want to rub it off on a piece of paper first so it's not too dark. Because if I go down on my card, see how dark that can be? I don't want to stick it down on my card because then I'm going to get those marks. So I'm going to do it here first. See that, and just leave a little bit on my brush, and then I'm going to come in here and just slowly go in little circles with it, and I'm going to build up that ink color. Okay, we don't want to go on real dark because I don't think you're going to be happy if you do. So just blot it off and just go all over it with it. Just blot it like that. Okay, there we go. So see, now we just got a little faint of the blue here. Okay, like that. Okay, so then next, I am going to turn my Versamat over. The nice thing about our Versamat here, it's got a nice grid here with all the measurements on it. All these lines, you can line everything up. But to stamp, on the back side, it has a nice soft cushion. So that way you get a nice image when you stamp. So let's take this here and put it back so I can get an idea where I'm going to put it down. Actually, I think I might want to temporarily put it down. Just put maybe just a dot of adhesive on here just to know where I'm going to put it. And same with the little bunny because he's kind of tall. So I'm just going to set him like right about here. Okay, so now he's down there. And now I'm going to take lemonade ink and I'm going to get me a block. And then I'm going to peel this off slowly on the back because I don't want it to tear. Our stamps are made very well, but if you aren't careful, they can tear. So I'm just going to lift it gently off the carrier sheet, and then I'm going to place it on my block. If you have close to my heart blocks, you will notice that there's a little line. It's etched in. I don't know if you can see the line it's etched. But anyways, it's placement where I can lay my stamp down. So I have it on there, and next I need to season the stamp. I've used this before, so it has been seasoned. To season it, you can stamp it several times, or you can do something very simple and just rub it on your skin, and that takes off the seal. That way, you get a nice image. And I tend to do this every time. I always do it with a new stamp or even a used. That way, there's no film or anything left behind. Okay, so then I'm going to take my ink and I'm going to ink this up really good. I want to make sure that there's a lot of ink on here. I'm going to twist it and stamp it several times all over. Make sure it's covered very well. Make sure that I can see the yellow on it when I look at it. Just make sure you've got it covered good. Another thing you're going to want to do is once you have inked up your stamp, you're going to want to make sure you don't have any ink around the edges of your stamp because that will transfer to your card. And what's important also is to be able to use a block closest to the size of your stamp. So that makes it so that won't happen. Okay? So now I've got it inked up really well. And now I'm going to look at my card and I kind of want it up here. Say centered and a little bit towards the top. Okay, so now I'm going to set it down gently and I'm going to press it in the middle here. You don't have to wiggle it or anything. Just press it, rub it down, make sure that the ink is getting transferred to the paper. We want to let that ink soak in. A lot of times when people stamp, they want to stamp from the sides of the block, but that doesn't work because the stamp's in the middle. So when you stamp, you want the pressure in the middle of the stamp. So just let it sit there, let it soak in nice, okay? We want it to soak in. Also, we want to make sure that our ink pads are juicy. Um, Dried out ink pads will not give you good coverage. We sell re-inkers that you can add the little drops to it. That way it's nice. Okay, so now there we go. The ink has soaked in like that. See? Okay, so now I am ready to assemble my card. Okay, so on the inside, let's turn this back over. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to take the floral piece here and use your favorite adhesive. If you like liquid adhesive, then use liquid, that works. Right now, I'm just using Tombow. I like liquid, but sometimes I need to reposition things, so I will use a tape runner for that. Close to my heart sells some really nice tape runners too, but I'm out, so that's why I'm using the Tombow here. So now I have that down, okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this down here. I'm going to take the bunny off because I'm going to prop him up. Okay, so now let's make sure I got it around the edges good. Okay, so I'm going to lay the grass down here. Okay, now my bunny, if you notice in this card, he is propped up. I don't know if you can tell, but he is. He's got foam tape under him. The basket isn't propped up, but he is. So I'm going to get me some foam tape. Excuse my arm. Okay, let's just lay this on the back here. Cut it. And I'll put a little on his ears. We don't want them to get smooshed. A little bit on this ear. Cut it. The nice thing about our scissors, other than being sharp, is that sticky stuff like this won't stick to it. So they always work nice. I have to put this little string on it here so my family won't take them. That way I have a lot of these laying around the house because the family keeps taking them and I keep buying more. But this one has a ribbon on it. So that way if I catch anybody with it, they'll know it's mine. So peel this off. And I'm going to lay it down like that. Okay, then I'm going to take the little Easter basket that I had fun coloring. And if you can see it, I shaded, see the little purple bow? And that's what you can do with these alcohol markers. What I did is I took the light side of this violet. This is the lighter color. I took this and went over the whole ribbon with that. Then on these little pieces here, I just went over with this like that. And then kind of colored them in down here. And then, I should probably take this off my finished card. Then you go back over it again with the lighter color to blend it. And it's nice because it gives you shadows because things in life have shadows. They're not flat. So I want this to look dimensional. That's why I shaded it there. Okay, let's put a little bit of adhesive right there. Okay. Then I've got my little basket. And then the last thing that we're going to have is we need to bling it up. Bling always kind of finishes off a card. And so what I'm going to use are these dots that came with the In This Together paper pack. They come in these different colors. Aren't those pretty? So anyhow, to get these off, I like to use my paper piercing tool to lift them off because These little guys are kind of difficult to work with. So let's see, let's go through this pack here. So what I do is I just kind of lift it up like that, and then I'm just going to set it down, put the lavender one, and then I'm going to take a blue one and we'll put it up here. If you'll notice, what I'm doing is I'm creating a triangle because the triangle look is pleasant to the eye. So there we go. I'll put it like that. And now we have an adorable Easter card. And like I said, cut out a little piece of white cardstock, back it with one of these colors, and then glue it down, and you can write your sentiment there. But you get to see the pretty paper. Thank you so much for joining me, and you have a very happy Easter. Bye now.